So you just go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Allison. I've been doing this since June. I'm associate market mentor. And I'm so excited to be doing this call with Justine because I feel like she has a lot of really good knowledge to give. And I'm excited for her to talk for my team. And then I'm excited to meet all the girls on her team. So I'm going to really talk on being consistent and kind of like the effort that it takes to put towards this business in order to find success. So let's talk about consistency. And I feel like everybody talks about this, right? It's like probably the biggest word that's thrown around in this business. Like, oh, you got to be consistent. And it's so easy to think like, oh yeah, all right, I need to be consistent. I need to show up every day. But consistency, you really need to plan this stuff out, guys. And then you have to hold yourselves accountable. So you really need to be scheduling out your days, picking the times that, okay, I have class from this time to this time. I know I absolutely can't be working the biz. So maybe I need to wake up an hour earlier. Or maybe I don't need to binge on Netflix every Sunday. Like maybe I could use those hours to put towards the business. So really like fine comb your schedules and figure out stuff that you can get rid of. Like you guys need to be prioritizing in order to find time to work this business, because once you get to these leadership roles and you get up here like, you know, Justine is and I am, and other leaders, you guys, you need time. You have to give time to your girls. You have to give time to your own business. So figuring that out now is definitely going to be beneficial. So I wanted to talk about consistency, like on social media and showing up. One of the reasons it's so important for you guys to show up consistently is so that people can see that you're sticking with this. So that people can see that this isn't like scammy. Like if you guys just post about this once a month, people are gonna be like, what is that? Like, is that like an ambassador program? Like people aren't even gonna understand what you're trying to do. So unless you're showing up consistently and making your mission and your message very clear, you're not going to find success in getting sales that way. Also with the Instagram algorithm, you guys think about like who's the first story that pops up on your Instagram page every time you log on? Because I can think of a couple people. There's always a couple people that are number one on my stories. This is because you got, Brittany said Justine. I love it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's because Justine is showing up every day, guys. She's putting her face out there enough where the Instagram algorithm is working in her favor. She's showing up on people's, Allison, you're one of my tops. Cool, Annie. Okay, then that means I'm showing up, right? So think of those people and then think about how often you see story posts from them. Probably every day, and they're consistently posting and they're consistently showing up. So in order for you guys to start showing up on people's pages, you need to stay consistent. What else did I want to talk about social media? Oh, back to the point that this is like our storefronts, guys. So like right now, I hope I helped my boyfriend open up a business. He owns a tattoo studio. So if we don't open up our business, we don't make money. If we don't have an appointment and we just don't open the business for the day, we don't make money. So this is the same exact thing with your social platforms. If you guys aren't like quote unquote opening your businesses by showing up and putting in the work, then you won't make money. It's like as simple as that. You have to put in the work in order to reap the benefits. What else did I want to talk on? Does anyone have questions before I kind of go on? Wait, let me see these chats. No. Okay, cool. So we have to, I want to get back to figuring out things to prioritize. So Morgan and Brittany did a whole training, which I guys definitely recommend you go watch, on scheduling out like your hour to hour. I had to do this for myself when I quit my corporate job because I was kind of like all over the place. And so I started scheduling out like 8 a.m. Yeah, Justine's really good at this. I see she sends her schedules all the time, and she like is a mom and she's just like such a boss at this. So schedule out your time. Like I have to wake up at 8 o'clock, and then by 8:30 I need to take the dog out, and then by 9 o'clock I need to drink my coffee. And if I'm not awake by 9 o'clock, I'm like, oh shit, I'm an hour behind. So maybe you guys need to schedule things out like that. But if you realize, like this made me realize I have so much time in the day. Even though I was telling myself a story and I was telling myself like, oh, I'm too busy, or oh, I can't find an hour to dedicate to the business on this day. You know, when I was in corporate America, I used to tell myself, oh, Saturdays I can't work my side business. I can't work my side hustle. It's it's too crazy at my corporate job. I don't have enough time, and I wouldn't. If I would have sat there and scheduled out my day, I definitely could have found an hour. I could have woken up an hour earlier. I could have, instead of, I don't know, going out to Starbucks or meeting my friend for lunch, I could have been working this business. So you guys have to get real with yourselves and realize what's really important and what's going to help you grow in the direction you guys want to go, and cut out things that aren't helping you. Like, cut out those Netflix shows. If you don't, if you can't go out on a Friday night and get those drinks with your friends, you're not going to regret it later, guys. Like, yeah, maybe right now it might be like, you might bum, like, oh, I can't go out on a Saturday night, or I have to miss that party or whatever. But when you're driving that free Cadillac, you're going to be really happy that you didn't go out for those drinks. So you need to prioritize. You need to put the effort in to make this successful. This is your own individual business, guys. And I always like to reiterate this. Yes, we're a team, and yes, we all work together. But if you aren't putting in the effort yourself, you're not going to be successful. That's kind of all I had, Justine, unless you want me to talk on anything else.
No, I loved it.
Cool. If anyone has questions, I mean, consistency also ties into kind of social media and planning out your content. That could be like a whole other call, unless you want me to speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. We have time.
Okay. So I'll talk a little bit on planning out content. So Cam's good at this. Like, I know Cam will make like a content calendar for the whole month, and I give her like props for that. I can only do week to week. That's like how my brain works, right? So like on Sundays, I'll sit down for an hour or two and I'll plan out all my content for the week. I'll wash my hair that day, and I'll make sure that I get 2 to 3 different videos of me using different products on my hair, so that I have different videos to use throughout the week. I don't always post in real time. Like, that's unrealistic for us to think that we can sit here and post in real time all the time. So don't let that be your excuse. Like, don't let it be like, oh, I'm too busy tonight. I have class for 12 hours today. There's no way I can post. Yes, there is. Just set yourself up with content before, and then you literally can you're in class. You can post a story picture real quick, before you run into class or run to the bathroom, or work, or whatever it is that you guys have going on. But planning out your content is definitely a big part of staying consistent. There's an app called PLANN, Plan. Me and Morgan use this. This is an awesome way to see what your feed is looking like. It also, guys, it'll like post for you. I don't use this, but I know my downline Annie said she was going to try and use this when she started getting really busy in school. And for those of you that think you're too busy, maybe give this a try. Like, set up your content in that app and let it post for you. So there really shouldn't be any excuses. There's something out there that can help you. There's enough people in here that can help you. Yeah. I don't know. That's really all I have to say about that. But gathering content and just planning out and getting organized, and then putting in the effort on top of that, that's where you're going to really shoot up with success in this business.
Absolutely. I love it.
Thanks.
It's crazy. I'm kind of switching from content and consistency and stuff to hair structure.
Or just your feed. I believe it does story posts too, Julie, for your asking. Yeah. So it'll post your story post, it'll post your feed post. You can set it up on a timer. It's awesome.
I'm for sure going to try that.
Yeah. What did someone else say? Instead of saying I don't have the time, say it's not a priority, and see how that changes things. Yeah, guys, that's huge. I actually did that. I used to say all the time, oh, I don't have time for this. I was queen of saying that because I just worked, so many hours in corporate. But then when I started saying things like, that 1 hour meeting at 8:00, that's not a priority. Well, that feels shitty. So then I was like, okay, that is a priority. So what else isn't? Yeah, but I love that. I constantly still ask myself that. Yeah, but that's, okay. I don't have anything else to say, really.
Perfect. Awesome. You killed it. I love it. Okay, guys. So switching from being consistent in the business, I feel like it's important to know about what you're talking about also. So I'm going to kind of cover a little bit of product knowledge and how our products work, and basically some knowledge about the hair itself. So I'm Justine. For those who don't know me, I am 24 years old and I'm a licensed cosmetologist. And I'm a stay-at-home mom and found this opportunity through Cameron and completely have not kept my mouth shut since. So the more and more I use the products, the more I think I've started to understand what I learned in school and how our hair works and the makeup of it and how these products are changing our hair and going to end up changing my job as a stylist. So I really want you guys to take some good notes. I know we're recording this, so if you want to go back and look at this again, I also have a little PowerPoint. It's not long. It's like 2-3 minutes probably, but it's easier to visualize and put a picture to the words I'm saying, and it'll help you understand it a little bit. So I'm going to try and share my screen. Hopefully this works. Can y'all see my screen? Okay. So, present. Okay, trichology. Trichology, this means the study of hair, okay? So, our hair is, if you were to look at a hair strand, okay? This right here, a hair strand. This outside layer right here is called your cuticle. And this is the outermost layer, and it protects all this inside of your hair. And it's created of like cells that overlap, and these cells are able to be opened and allowed to be closed. So the cortex is inside of the hair. It's like an inner part, and it's where all your color is, the texture comes from. It's where your strength is, the elasticity of your hair. If your hair is curly or straight, this is where all of that is defined. Okay, and then the medulla is the innermost layer of your hair, and this is absent in fine hair. So it's mostly in coarse, thick hair, and it doesn't really play any kind of a role in hair services, okay? Coloring, our products, anything like that, okay? But what we're mainly going to be looking at is this cuticle layer and the cortex layer, okay? So, how do you go back? Y'all, I've never used this, so. Hair growth cycle. No. Oh my God, how do you exit this? Hair growth, I guess that is next. So this right here, I found a little video.
To understand how hair grows, let's look at different phases of the natural hair growth cycle. The cycle starts with the anagen or growing phase. A new wispy hair like baby hair emerges from the follicle and pushes out the old hair. Growth signals and nutrients start to enter the hair through the bloodstream, and a hair strand grows healthy and strong. The anagen phase can last between 2 and 7 years. This is when the hair is attached to the dermal papilla. The longer this phase lasts, the longer your hair will grow. As we get older, the anagen phase gets shorter, so hair may become thinner after each cycle. We then enter the catagen phase, which is the transitional stage that lasts about 10 days. This is when the hair detaches from the dermal papilla, which takes us into our telogen phase, or wisting stage. This phase lasts about 3 months, and if the old hair is no longer attached to its blood supply, it can't be repaired and can appear dull and lifeless. Another new wispy hair emerges from the follicle and pushes out the old hair, and the whole cycle starts again. Around 15% of your hairs are in the telogen phase. That's why you shed hairs all the time. Your head of hair is made up of about 150,000 follicles. Around 85% are in the anagen or growing phase at any one time, so it's normal to shed an average of 100 hairs per day. If, however, you're shedding more than 100 hairs a day, or if you notice your hair getting thinner and lifeless, it could be due to a number of factors, from poor diet and stress to age, hormonal changes, or medication, and you may wish to seek medical advice.
Okay, guys, so all of that being said, okay, your hair, when it goes through those growth cycles right here, whenever our products, whenever we use them, all the post-product the pre-product that people have used, it starts to get into these pores right here where the hair follicle grows from, okay? And when these get clogged, they are no longer able to shed the way they are supposed to, like a healthy scalp would. This sebaceous gland right here, it's where your oil is produced, okay? So if that is clogged up and not able to produce oil, that's where we get our dry scalps or people with flakes or dandruff or things like that. If it's, clogged and containing too much product or sebaceous oil, it can overstimulate that gland to produce more oil to where people have oily scalps. And all of these things are preventing long-term growth and health of the hair. Our products affect the structure and cycle through penetrating through the cuticle layer, through that outside layer of hair, and removing the buildup from the inside out. And then when it leaves the hair, our conditioners and things that we use are sealing up that cuticle layer with nutrients and proteins and hydration and all these things that are helping our hair grow and become more stronger, okay, and more protected to outside influences. Our products also, this Apixel in our products, it reduces scalp inflammation. So whenever these pores on your scalp, just like on your skin, on your face, anything like that, whenever they get clogged, they can create inflammation and redness and damage that follicle and prevent that hair from being able to either release the dormant hair that is stuck in there or produce more hair through the cycles. This is also, I don't know why that line's there, but I also found an article. I'll share this link with y'all, everything with y'all. But this talks about how the growth of hair, like where product buildup can actually stunt the growth of hair. Like I said, it gets down all into these follicles and it's no longer able to grow. There's actually different kinds of conditions where that's an actual condition when it's getting clogged. Poor diet, improper hygiene, all these different things, medications, all these different things are preventing the hair from its maximum health. Okay, what is the last slide? This is a healthy hair follicle. Okay, this would be our skin right here. All of this is happening below the surface. So people aren't even seeing where the damage is happening. Like they're doing damage to their hair way down in here because of the products that are seeping into the scalp and into the follicle. So here's an unhealthy one right here. Look at all the buildup and how irritated that must be right there trying to push hair out. Okay, it's stuck. So I have a little demonstration as well. I did this on live with Cameron. If you could think of this being, oh no, I don't think my water birds will fit. I have different ones. Okay, so if this is our hair strand, this would be product buildup inside your hair follicle. Okay. So this hair, when it goes through the cycles, the growth cycles, there's an anagen phase, which is our active growth phase, a catagen phase, which is our transitioning stage, and a resting stage. This hair down here, it's not going to fit, is trying to push up, okay? The new hair is trying to push through the scalp and come out. The reason why people are starting to see shedding when they think that they're supposed to see growth, okay, is because this hair now that has been stuck here, and this hair in the resting phase is trying to go to its next stage of its cycle, but it can't. So our products go in, remove this buildup, okay, from the follicle inside your scalp, and allow the new hair to push through, this hair to fall out. I like that part when it falls out. And then this new hair to start pushing through, okay? So this hair that's been down in it, I mean, it's already, your hair's dead, right? We always say our hair's dead, but we have to start treating it from our scalps. If you could think about this like your skin, you would not go and expect, if you got this new face wash, for you to wash your skin or wash your face with it, and then all of a sudden it's just going to be like magic, oh my gosh, my skin's clear, everything's gone. That dirt and that oil and all the stuff that's underneath that has been pushed and submerged back into your skin is going to start coming out. It's going to cause blemishes or pustules or things filled with that toxic stuff, and it's going to release, okay? And then that skin now, if you're consistent, if you're, keeping up with using the products, using your face wash, that skin's going to be protected. The new skin's going to be healthy and filled with the right nutrients and vitamins or whatever that it needs, and it's going to start, you're going to have clear skin. Just like this, your new hair that's going to grow is going to be full of the nutrients and the right amount of proteins that healthy hair needs to withstand this day-to-day, even walking outside. Your hair is exposed. That's why we get frizz. Those cuticles are busting open and receiving the moisture in the air. So when we protect the hair with our blowout cream that has all these oils and good things in it, it's sealing that cuticle layer and protecting your hair from the outside. So keeping our cuticle layer is damaged by heat, by products that we use, weather, cold, wind, all these things affect our cuticle layer. And if we keep that cuticle layer like healthy and able to shut and close properly and not stay open and let those toxic things enter the cortex of the hair, we're preventing, that's why we are post-aging, we're advanced, what am I trying to say? Anti-aging, thank you, Cameron. Anti-aging, we're preventing it from happening. I went and started doing more information, on Sapixel and the actual breakup. I'll have to do a whole nother video on that, because it's amazing that these 3 Sapixel is actually an ingredient of 3 natural ingredients. And these ingredients are stimulating hair growth and strengthening and making our hair shaft, whenever it's busting through, be strong already from the get-go. So I'm so passionate about hair, you guys, and I'm telling you, the fact that we have something that is starting, look at my hands, that is starting our hair being protected from the scalp, like from the root. And when it's coming out, our new hair is already like ready to take on the world. You know, that's amazing. And the fact that you guys who are not licensed and not, you know, as exposed to the knowledge of hair, I want y'all to take every single opportunity you can to learn about this, because as a stylist, this is going to take over, okay, the salon life. People, I haven't gotten my hair done, I can't tell you, probably since I quit my job, okay? This is, there's no toners. You don't need toners. You don't have to go in and get trims as often. People are going to not want to go and do all this chemical damage to their hair when they find out what it's doing to it and that it can be prevented. Or me as a stylist knowing that I can go and do a highlight service on someone if they want to, but then also have the we have 10 minutes. Also have the comfortability to know that, hey, after I do all that damage, or when I go in and do that damage with the bleach, I'm going to put my Rejuvenique oil in there, so it's at least putting some nutrients back in there. Or after I do that highlighting service, we're going to do a mash treatment on it and make sure that we're giving it all the nutrients back that it needs. You know, that makes me so much more confident as a stylist. That's why I stopped doing hair, because I realized what I was doing in the salon was doing nothing but creating long-term damage for my client. So I'm not on like the hair cycle anymore, but I'm telling you guys, product knowledge for us to be able to tell our clients properly what they need and how it's going to change their hair, we got to know ourselves. We have to do a little bit of background research, and I know I did before I started this and before I signed up to be a market partner. I know I did all the research. I found all the bad videos. I said, Monet bad reviews. I wanted to look and see what all these people were talking about. And as a stylist, Cameron will tell you, I was like, stop telling me about this. There's no way I'm going to get on a call with 35 girls and tell them about this shampoo. I work at a Paul Mitchell salon. There's no way I can sell it. Let me tell you, this shampoo has changed my life. And it's not, the physical shampoo, yes, it's amazing. And the fact that it is changing people with medical conditions that people with medication can't treat, we're doing it. But the confidence that I have sitting here and being able to explain all of this to you, I'm going to cry. Oh my God. Everyone always makes fun of me because I get so emotional, but I'm telling you, I've changed as a person. And if you do not take this and go and learn more about this product, and then the personal development you get to do behind, going and presenting that knowledge to someone, you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to take over the world, okay? And Allison will tell you, we're not going to stop pushing you girls until you have the same drive and motivation and ambition like we do, okay? And we will do these team calls, do this more often. We've gotten so much knowledge, both sides. I tell Cameron all the time, I'm like, I'm the knowledge, y'all or I'm the passion, you guys are like the business. So y'all teach me how to do these calls more often, and I'll get on here and blast my knowledge. So
that's amazing. Thank you so much, Justine. I do have one question. Maybe,
yes.
Do you have any tips for girls who want to talk to stylists about this? I know,
So-
it's touchy. And I feel like a lot of my girls come to me and ask me, and I'm not a stylist, so I don't have that perspective.
Okay, so from a stylist point of view, what I can say, Cameron might have some good words on this because I can't imagine like her being my friend as well and me being a stylist and me telling her a million times no. But it really was me going and doing my own research and feeling her hair in my own hands. So whether it be whatever stylist you're trying to persuade or, you know, inform about this business or just the products in general, I would schedule an appointment with them. Let them wash your hair. I mean, ask them if you can bring in the products and use them. Ask them if they would mind if you left them a couple samples. I mean, you don't have to be too pushy, I could say. I mean, stylists are very like one way or the other. They're either going to be for it to learn about it, or they're going to be like, absolutely not. That stuff's a scam. I don't want to talk about it. So I think facts are very appealing to stylists too, and product knowledge. So if you're able to sit here and recite these things and the growth cycle and a hair bulb and erector pili and, you know, all these different parts of the hair, I'm telling you, if you go and tell a stylist that, and they're going to be like, what did you just say? Did you just say an erector pili? You know what I mean? And if you go and start saying whenever the sebaceous glands and all those things, that's going to blow them away. So that's where this product knowledge and understanding how our products work is really going to change this game. I want my teams, I want the people who I'm associated with and I'm able to have contact with to be as passionate about the way this stuff works as they are about the Cadillac or, you know, the bonuses or making your next rank or all those things. I mean, shit, those are the things that attracted me to it as well. But the way we're changing lives it's all back down to the product. So bring your stylist sample and let them touch your hair.
Cool.
And let them blow dry your hair. That's the thing too. Let them see how a 15-minute blow dry, let me tell you, stylists will be double booking, getting clients in and out, doing a tone and a haircut and a blowout all in 30 minutes. I mean, the amount of money that salons could make if they started incorporating this into the salon. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. So
that's awesome. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed
You're welcome.
you. Do we have like a couple minutes? Does anyone have questions for Justine real quick? No, maybe so.
I haven't even been looking at anything. Everyone's probably making fun of me for thinking.
Going once, going twice. Okay. No, I guess not. All right, guys. It was nice talking to you. If you have any questions about what I talked about, feel free to reach out. Justine can send you my number. I'll get on a call or text anyone. I don't care. All right. Have a good night. Bye.